Hello everyone, it's Nadie, and today we'll be testing out the RawBeautyKristi ColourPop collaboration. As you beautiful people know, this is about the products, not the people behind them. Any tiff you may have with them, please cast it away because this is a channel of positive energy. Okay? Thank you. Oh, my cute little clementines, how you doing today? I hope wherever you're at in the world, you're having a fan-freaking-tastic day so far. This did just arrive to me. I am so excited to try it out. As I said, this isn't about the people behind it, but Kristi, if you're fucking watching, we need to be friends, damn it. She is positively one of the coolest YouTubers ever. She's real. I always want to call her RawBeautyKristi, which is basically me after Chipotle, but she just tells you shit like it is. However, even though I do quite like her, that has no impact on this. Like, if this is shit, you will be the first to know. It doesn't matter who you are here for 100% honest feedback, and so that's what you're gonna get. I will say though, the moment I saw this, I thought it was a Winnie the Pooh collaboration. It just seems very whimsical, like the 100 Acre Woods. And then I saw it was Kristi, and I don't understand it, but I saw the colors, and I definitely get that. But also snaps for the promo pictures for this because they were so cute. All right, let me hop onto ColourPop's website and see how much this stuff was. I did only get a few items from this collection because I know ColourPop shoots out new collections faster than James Charles can talk. Like, as I'm on the website, they've already got a new collection out, which I did order some of it. And so knowing that I probably would get their next collection, I didn't get the entire thing because it is kind of expensive for all of it. This palette does retail for $20. It's an okay size. I mean, it is pretty tiny, but ColourPop's formulas usually are fucking amazing. Their Stone Cold Fox palette still has my titties twisted. And like usual, I did not watch the launch video, so I know nothing about this collection. We are going in completely blind, just to avoid any kind of bias bitch nastiness. So if I use anything wrong, just don't fucking drag me, and if you do, at least pull my hair. But I did get one gloss, which I'm kind of confused. I thought this was a lip oil, but no, maybe that's in their new collection. God, I don't fucking know. But the gloss retails for $9, and then I also got an eyeliner, which looks like it retails for $7. I think I got either the brown or the yellow. This one's marigold, which is probably yellow. Ooh, yes. Oh, I like that. I don't think I have ever owned a yellow. What the fuck is this called? Oh my God, I can't think today. Fucking eyeliner. Jeez Louise. Do you ever have those days where you can barely remember your name? Oh my God. Also, again, not about the people, but like, I'm so proud of Kristi. Like, I started watching her when her channel was like under 10,000 followers. And now just to see how far she's come, it's just like, you go, girl. I feel like Teresa is Dead is gonna be next. Let's just do a little swatch of this right there. Oh my God, that is the creamiest butter stick ever. And of course I did the tiniest, most minuscule swatch, but that feels very, very good. This will be a good adventure because I've never really used color liners before. And then they had two different glosses to choose from. I picked Glacier, which I believe was the more sheer one with like gold in it. Yes, that is totally my jam. I do have a little bit of lip balm on, but let me wipe that shit away. Oh my God, that smells like cocoa. Oh, it tastes good too. Though I will say, would it kill brands to put like a little bit of stevia or something in this? Oh my God. Oh my God. This could be multifunctional. We'll test that out later off camera. But yes, it smells really, really good. Normally I don't like fragrant things, but this is very pleasant. It's very nice. Okay, let's feel it on the lips. What do we think? I like it. Of course, I will put it over something later so we can really see it, but the reason I love these so much is that they are kind of on the sticky side, but they don't like feel gloopy. They just stay there. Very, very adhered. And so typically how I'll use these is put like a really nice moisturizing balm on at night and then apply this and just let it create like a barrier, kind of like Vaseline. Rarely do I ever like actually use these as a lip gloss. It's very comfy, but still kind of reminiscent of the 1999 really thick sticky gloss, but not super sticky. There are definitely stickier liquids that I've had on my lips. And then we have Le Palette. The artwork is the exact same as the box. It has little shiny mushrooms down there with raised wording, and then on the back, each of the shades are also shiny, which as a bitch who has to squint, that's actually very handy. Ooh, that's actually very pretty. Oh, but I do wish it had a mirror. However, I do kind of enjoy that little thing right there more than a mirror, but still a mirror would be kind of nice, although I think a lot of ColourPop palettes don't include a mirror. It is an added expense that they could put elsewhere. But instantly, I love how this is kind of divided into two different sections. Like, this whole half could be combined as well as this whole half, and like a lot of these could actually go together quite nicely, which I'm hoping means that this is a very beginner-friendly palette. I'm noticing lately it's kind of the thing to just throw a bunch of colors in there that don't make sense, and to me that's like makeup diarrhea. Like, these people can't tell their asses from a hole in the ground and then they come out with that. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? But this I really, really like. This to me is so Kristi. Like, I know I've seen this this whole row on her so many times, like pretty much all of these just scream her name. So before we do the official swatches, let me go ahead and feel a couple of these. Of course, I have to try this mustardy yellow. Oh, that's nice. And then let's also try this like sagey army green. Oh my God, those together are an orgasm on my fingers. Ooh, that doesn't sound right. And then I do want to try this blue. Oh my God, just like gently rubbing into them. They feel so nice. A little bit on the dry side. They're not like the creamiest things ever, but I don't really care about that if they perform well. So I'll put that right next to that yellow. Ooh, I like that. Although I am seeing that once this hit like the oil on my fingers, not that I have like oily palms or anything, but it did almost instantly transform into a deepish orange. Very similar to this orange that's next to it. So that's odd, but let's go in with the blue. That is very nice. And then this green, that's nice too, but it too is doing that thing where it gets a little bit darker, which does kind of scare me if you're going to use a primer. Like if there's any moisture left in that primer, these could completely transform and look really splotchy, but we'll see. But I am very excited to swatch and do a look with these little bitches. You guys know the song. Are you ready? Swatching time. Also, before we swatch these, this does look pretty close to how it looks online. I feel like this is much more red online and things are just a bit more saturated. I'm sure once I add all the saturation and shit to this video, you'll probably be seeing what you see online, but in person, it is a little bit more muted. Still beautiful, but I was really hoping for that deep, deep red right there. Anyways, into the swooches. And look at that shit. I was actually able to fit all of the swatches on my hand, and these do feel beautiful when you're applying them. They do, however, have quite a bit of kickback. I think it's best to very lightly dip in with either your finger, your brush, your peony, whatever the fuck you're gonna be using, because these are very, very soft and they pick up quite a bit. And almost all the shades in here, at least the more unique ones, do kind of transform. They turn into like a darker version, but there's still light patches where the pigment's a little bit thicker. And then the only other complaint that I could have is that Evergreen, which I think is a multi-chrome, is very, very splotchy looking. I don't think it looks splotchy there. Like when the light is shining on it on the camera, it looks really, really good. But in person, I can kind of see my palm through it, and there's just a lot of chunky monkey happening. Again though, swatches really don't mean jack shit. These could be amazing on the eye, so let's go ahead and apply our face and do a look. To prime my face, I'm gonna go in with the No Problem Touch in Soul Primer. It smells like a laundromat, but a fancy laundromat. And then for foundation, ain't no school like the old school, so we're gonna go in with CoverGirl Olay's Simply Ageless. Oh my God, how old is this? Looks like cake batter that's been dropped on the floor. And if you've ever seen my channel before, you'll know that my shade is always fucking off and it is a huge joke, so let's pull up our macho meter. I think this is a solid 8 today. What do you think? This looks damn good. It is a little bit too light and peachy for me, but we're getting closer. And then for concealer, I'm gonna mix some ColourPop Pretty Fresh with some Hourglass. And then I'm gonna set underneath my eyes with some Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. And just because it is a little bit warm up here, I'm also gonna press some into the rest of my face. And then the texture of those when swatching just scared me a little bit, so to be on the safe side, I'm gonna pack some translucent powder under my eyes to catch any fallout that this palette might have. Not saying it does, but you can never be too safe. And then to prime my eyes, I'm gonna go in with my all-time favorite Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas, but today I think I kind of want to go in with white because that might help the color pop a little more. I don't think I've ever used this one, but we can try it. The one I usually use just blends in with my skin color. I never realized how messy I am with this. And I feel like this is dried down pretty much to a powder, so I'm curious to see if those shadows transform at all. And I kind of really want to do like a green eye with like a yellow and gold cut crease. That sounds fun. So let's dip into Fiddlehead right here. I'm gonna take this right in the crease line and go back and forth and start working it up towards the brow bone, really fading it out. Ooh, that's a pretty color. It is kind of patchy though, but let me keep blending it around. No, once it's blended out, it's not bad at all. I like that. I can kind of see where I could build it up a little bit, but like, doesn't that look good? But anyways, I'm just gonna keep swirling this around. I might go in with a second dip to really build that color up, but this is after like 10 seconds of blending. I am not mad at that at all. So I'm just gonna take one more dip of that and really press it into the crease and try not to bring it too far upwards. I like that. There is the slightest bit of fallout down here. I'm really glad that I put that powder down, but unfortunately the fallout is where I didn't put the powder, but it's really not that bad. I feel like maybe if I take a soft fluffy brush, it'll just dust away, but we shall see. Okay, so there's that color. I really like that. I do kind of feel feel like I could leave this alone and just put like evergreen on top of this, which I am kind of tempted to do, but no, I want to use more of these. And I'm really curious about this color too. Like this whole row intrigues me, but let's start with that one. Oh my God, that one does have a ton of kickback there. Like, holy shit. I don't know if you can see that, but that's from me very gently dipping in. Let me just like sweep it back so that we don't waste it. I'll tap it into the brush. But with this, I'm gonna place it right inside the socket about 2/3 of the way in, and then on the outer corner. Oh my God, those go together so nicely, which is so weird. Like that is totally not a shade that I would normally gravitate towards, but I love that. So I'm gonna take this and kind of stipple it right here on the outer corner and really press it in so that it doesn't go flying. Oh my God, I love that. I almost don't even want to do like a yellow cut crease with this, but this shadow blends itself the fuck out almost instantly. I feel like I should be paying it because it's basically its own makeup artist. Just to be safe, I'm gonna take whatever's left on this brush that I used first and just kind of blend those edges out. Oh, those two colors are magnificent together. I'm just gonna say it right the fuck now. And these are probably gonna be two of the most random ass looks ever because I did want to use this blue, but I think I might use it on the lower lash. And for up here, I think I'm gonna call it quits with this and just take some evergreen. I'm only really using this because it was so weird looking on my arm. I just want to make sure that it doesn't look like that on the eye. So here we are with that, and we'll spread it all along the eyelid right there. Ooh, bitch, that is Fallout City. I like that. I feel like a mistletoe. You can just call me Mistletoe. So a lot did go down. I do kind of feel like maybe this should be applied over something damp because even though it's a shimmer, it kind of feels dry. And it also kind of wants to transfer, which isn't something that I usually deal with because most, oh God, I got some in my mouth. Okay, but do we see like under there? I'm not sure if you can see that, but that does have a ton of fallout. Maybe it would be better applied with a wet brush. Possibly even one of those spongy brushes would have been better, but it did stick on. It's just kind of going everywhere also. But I have kind of hooded eyes, and so when I looked forward, it did kind of like cut its own crease with the shimmer, which tells me that this transfers. And so that's a little bit scary because I don't want this ending up in my brows. I kind of have a feeling that in a couple hours from it blowing everywhere, it'll be patchy and look just like how it did in person on my hand. But so far, I do really like this look. It's pretty and very simple. For the lower lash, I'm gonna start with a little bit of Old Growth. It's a very pretty dusty mauvey pink. I like it. But I'm gonna smoke that out right down here, trying to avoid that fallout so that I don't stain under there. Ooh, that's a pretty color. I don't even know if you can see it, but it's very soft and delicate. Gonna go in with a little bit more because it's not showing up that much, and this is really the only transition color that I'll use. Gonna really pack this on and blend it out because there really aren't a whole lot of light shades in here that I can transition with, which doesn't really bug me because I have a million transition shades in other palettes, so even if this is a more supplemental palette, that's fine with me. So to finish up the lower lash, I'm gonna dip into PNW, this beautiful blue. Holy mother of hell, that really does have a lot of kickback, and I've had to blow away a majority of it because it's just blown on the other shades, so I kind of feel like you're wasting a lot with this palette. And it is so inexpensive that I'm not terribly bummed about it, but like also I don't like to be wasteful. Anyways, I'm gonna lightly dust this on and then blend it downwards. That applies beautifully. It is a really, really pretty color. Not sure how good it complements this green, but we're still gonna go with it. And then just to tie the upper and lower lash together, I'm gonna gently stipple some of that blue right onto the outer corner, which when that color is right up on the greens, those go together so nicely. All of the tones so far are so harmonious, it doesn't look like vomit or anything. All right, so for the meantime, I'm gonna leave this eye be, so let me go ahead and dust this away and see if any of that pigment stained, which I don't think it did. Everything dusted away. Like there was a little bit of blue down here on the outer corner and it just flew off my face. The only bad thing about these colors is that in person, they do look very, very blended, but then on camera, like on screen, they look really, really patchy when they actually aren't, at least to the naked eye. But let me just swish a brush right here to make it seem like it's more blended. That happens a lot with purples and blues too. And I do also want to mention that this shimmer is already starting to really kind of fade, which really bums me out because I thought that looked so pretty. Let me just take a little bit more on my finger and reinforce it before we do a little bit of a wear time test. Oh my God. Yeah, see, like reapplying it, it just looks completely different. So this little baby does definitely fade. Does have a lot of fallout too, but let's dust that away. We're good. For the other side, we're just gonna go in at random. I don't know if the look will turn out, but at least we can use them. I'm gonna start off with Old Growth, and I'm gonna blend this back and forth on the crease line and bring it up towards the brow bone. Ooh, that's a pretty color up there. I'm gonna try to sweep up all of that kickback onto the brush and apply it to the eye. Oh, yes. That to me is just such a beautifully beautifully simple, elegant shade. I fucking love it. And even though you do blend it out, the color does pretty much stay the same. Like, it doesn't turn out ashy. The color just like spreads out. Starting in the crease, I'm gonna go in with this beautiful grapey purple. And hopefully you can see this, but I'm just like gently dipping into there, and there is so much fucking fallout. Or not fallout, but a lot of kickback. But as long as it doesn't fall out onto my eye, I really don't mind. It's not like this is a $200 palette. Oh my God, that's pigmented. That is pretty. But I definitely went in with way too fucking much, so let's blend that out. Just gonna use this fluffy brush that I applied that pink with and soften those edges up as best I can. That's blending out so easily. Oh my God. Okay, so that is probably as good as we'll be able to get it. In person, it looks great. I don't know what the fuck you're seeing, but that was so easy. I feel like any mistake that you might make with this palette like that, you could correct it very simply. If only my life were that easy. Now I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut a little bit of a crease so that I can use a few more shades in here. We'll give this shit a second to dry down. And then this could be a big ass mistake. We'll see, but I really want to try this yellow. So I'm gonna take it on a flat brush and start on the center of the eye and just place it there. We can start with that. Ooh, nice. She does have a little bit of fallout though. Once again, so much kickback in the pan. Fortunately, because I am using a flat brush, I can kind of like press it into the fibers. But I think I'm gonna take this closer to the inner eye. And this isn't changing colors a ton, maybe a little bit, but for the most part, these colors have pretty much stayed true to how they look in the pan. Actually, no, like the longer that it's sitting there, the more orange it's turning. So let me just pack on one more little layer to see if I can get that yellow to stick, which no, it just wants to turn orange. I think it's still really pretty, but it definitely isn't that color, or maybe just a little bit different. Not enough to make me say what the fuck. I am gonna gently dip into Rainer right next with that shade that's supposed to kind of be really red, but is definitely a burnt orange. It's a very pretty color. I'm gonna take that right on the outer 2/3 and slowly fade it into that yellow, which, because that yellow has changed so much in person, there really isn't that big of a difference between those two colors. Hopefully you're able to see a bigger difference than what I'm seeing, but like if I went out in public, you wouldn't really be able to tell that I was wearing different shadows right there. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit more yellow and just kind of flip-flop between the two. And then for the inner part of the eye, I'm gonna dip into West Coast and just place it down. Once again, I totally forgot that I should probably be putting this on something moist, but it does seem to be sticking pretty well. But it does have that dry, crumbly feeling like that green one did. And not a shit ton of fallout, but an actual fuck ton. That is like, holy moly. However, once it's on the eye, that's really pretty. Then I'm gonna take some of that orange Rainer right here on the lower lash and start smoking it downwards. Then I also want to take a little bit of this homegrown shade and kind of press it in between the lashes really, really tight up in there. That's a pretty color, but it does kind of want to dust away immediately. Granted, there isn't a ton of primer on the lower lash, so it's actually doing a pretty good job. Then I'm gonna reinforce that outer corner with some more of that purple and bring it like 1/10 of the way onto the lower lash. And now comes the moment of truth. Let's dust all the fallout away, which once again, it just flies right off. And I don't like to use these kinds of liners really in anything but the waterline, so let's take it right here. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is really fucking nice. I don't think I've ever used one of their liners before like this. I might have to order a bunch more. Fuck. That's pigmented. Can you see it? Yes? Let's just try it for shits and giggles on the other side. It's so creamy and so pigmented and just like velvety soft. Not sure that I love it on this side. I kind of look a little bit sickly, but I did just want to confirm that it's good and I love this. Totally should have ordered the more teal one for this side. Y'all, I haven't even finished my entire look yet. I'm just contouring and I can already see all of the fallout from this shimmer. Like, I do not like it. I think it looks really pretty, but like give it an hour and I don't think there'll be any shimmer left on my eye. And here we are with the final look. For lips, I ended up going in with Oprah's, oh my God, it's Ofra, not Oprah. Ofra's Revive and Refine. And now I'm gonna go in with a touch of this gloss over top. I can't remember if their glosses kind of melt what's underneath, but we'll see. Yeah, a little bit, but it's not too bad. No, I take that back. It is really disrupting it, but if I keep rubbing my lips together, I think it'll create like one solid mushy color. So yes, there we go. I actually really like both of these looks. I had planned on doing a wear time test with this. I've actually worn this for about an hour now, just dillying around doing the rest of my face. And there is so much fucking fallout right under here. Like, it is so bad, and I can actually kind of feel it starting to get into my eyes. So I'm just gonna take this moment right the fuck now to dust that away. But I don't really think that I need to do a wear time test to be able to give you my final verdict and thoughts on this palette. So do do I like this palette? I really do. I think it's very, very pretty. It seems extremely user-friendly. There's a lot of looks that you can create with it. Some of the colors do change the slightest bit, but overall, they blend in with each other magnificently. They don't turn muddy. You are able to get it so that you can see the different color variations. I think those greens and blues go together so nicely. That yellow, that burnt color, like they all just smush into a beautiful orgy. However, is this palette perfect? No. Those shimmers, I don't want to say they're throwaway. I think you just really need to apply them to something sticky, because just putting them on your eye, I think you're gonna have a lot of fallout. Just slapping them on your eyeballs like you can with a lot of metallics probably won't cut it. You might end up with a lot of fallout throughout the day. It might even stain your foundation. I don't know. Though they are really pretty once they're on the eyes, they just don't stick that great. Like, they're transferring all over. Like, places where I didn't even put it, it now suddenly is. But they really aren't that pop, and I kind of feel like you'd be better off ignoring those and maybe trying out the Super Shock shadows that are in this collection. Those shadows are typically creamy, extremely pigmented. You can use them to cover your eyeballs, your hole, your soul, pretty much anything. And I am kind of bummed that that consistency isn't mimicked in this palette. Like, I don't want to have to buy external shadows in order to get this to look good. Not that this doesn't look good, I just think the shimmers are a little bit finicky and not my favorite. I probably won't ever dip back into them. The mattes, however, are very, very beautiful. Again, they're not flawless. Some of them you do kind of have to work around. Others do kind of want to transform, but for the most part, I kind of fucking love this palette, excluding those two shimmers. Like, this is a palette that I am so down to fuck with, like, no matter if it's winter, summer, fall, spring, whatever the season, this palette will probably be set on the front of my makeup shelf because I know I'll continually use it. And I'm really glad that we tried this. This kind of popped my little eyeliner cherry from them, and it is still very much on my lid. Like, that is not faded at all, even though my eyes did water a little bit. Like, my liquid liner even faded, but this didn't. I am probably going to be addicted to this. I think I want to get all the other colors. In fact, I think they came out with a huge set of these, didn't they? I might invest in those. Other than the shimmers, this gloss was probably my least favorite thing in the collection. I guess I haven't used one of their glosses in a long time. I don't remember it being this gloopy. It's not like it's uncomfortable. It just feels really heavy on my lips. It's not the most comfortable thing. On its own, it was fine, but still it was kind of heavy. I think it made my lipstick look great. It did transform it and disrupt it a little, but once I rubbed my lips together, it was fine. So it's not like it's a bad product. I would probably just reach for others over this, but still, for what, like $9? That is not bad. So if this collection interests you, I really do recommend it. It's affordable. You can always use coupons. They're always running sales. Oh my god, and how the fuck did I forget about all the kickback? That is a serious issue. I will say that. It's not like this palette looks as though I've used it much, like it's not annihilated or anything, but the softest dip into this created such a tornado of kickback. I am not here for that. I just feel like you're wasting a ton of product, and then the kickback blows on all the other shades. That, to me, even over the shitty shimmers, is the biggest downfall of this palette. In fact, at one point, I actually had to correct some of my foundation right here because some of the kickback blew on my face. Like, it's that bad of kickback. It is terrible. But if you can get past that, this is a very good palette. But fuck, I can't believe I almost didn't even mention that. But yes, there you go. Thank you so much for being here. I love having you. And if you'd like to support me and my channel a little bit more, please feel free to join us over on Patreon. It's patreon.com/poplux. There you get videos a day early. You get Patreon only content. There's lots of little gold nuggets over there. Plus, best part, it is cheap, fun, and fancy just like me. And like always, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell down below so that you're notified anytime I upload a new video. Don't forget my newest collection of highlighters, including Black Ice, which does change from black to white, is available at thepoplux.com. Also, my latest album, Kiss of Fame, is available everywhere online that music is sold. Thank you so much to everyone who's supporting them. Comment down below, let me know what you thought of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at officialnady, and you can follow me online at thepoplux.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you again soon. Bye.